Good morning, everybody. This is Todd with the Forex Nitty Gritty Insiders Daily video for the 24th day of May 2012. And we're going to spend a few minutes here looking at how we might be able to trade using the 4-hour charts. And we'll look at the 6 major pairs here and just kind of look at what's happening and where we might see some type of possible entry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on here the 40 period simple moving average so we can kind of see the direction that's going, and this is probably a pretty good example of a resistance line. Now what we're trying to do with the simple trading methods is first identify a deliberate trend, and this certainly would qualify for a deliberate downtrend as it's making lower lows and lower highs. We could put a channel line on here if we wanted to visualize this a little bit better, so we could draw a support level, we could draw a resistance level on the top. I won't do that because the moving average is going to work pretty good. What we're really looking for here are opportunities as the price moves back up towards a resistance area. Now, could be all the way back up, could be partially moving up, doesn't have to go all the way to the moving average necessarily, but this little bit of settling as it heads back up towards resistance is critical in looking for those setups. And right now on the 4-hour chart, you can see we're getting this pullback towards an area of resistance. And so as we see that, we need to start to look for, I'm going to zoom in this a little bit more, we need to start watching for those areas where we'd actually get into this. Remember, we're looking at the lowest low of the last 3, which at this point is going to be that candle right there, the prior green candle. So 97.10 is where the lowest low of the last 3 is going to be. Now, because this is a 4-hour chart, we're probably not going to spend a lot of time having to monitor this. We certainly can put in an alert to let us know when it gets down to that level so that we can place the trade, or we can put in a sell stop to place it automatically for us. Now, if this was to close right here and we get a new candle starting, this still would be the lowest low of the last 3. So it's going to be probably 12 hours or so before we'd actually be able to get in at a better price here. So this might not be the exact area where we would look at entering in, but that's the idea of what we would be wanting to see as the price begins to move back down. So that is the nice thing about the 4-hour charts, is that we're able to take advantage of not having to be there constantly to monitor this. Now let's skip to the euro dollar, and you can see that it's in a similar type of a downtrend, maybe less deliberate, a little more choppy, but we really don't have much of a pullback here. So we want to see it actually move back a little bit better here in order to really feel comfortable that it's setting up for the entry into the simple trading method. The lowest low of the last 3 is obviously the low of this entire move down here. Now as we compare that to the pound dollar, you can see very similar type of a movement. You can also see that we did have a little bit of retracement here before it started to come back down again. So as we start to see that developing here, that's what we want to look for, but probably not as close as the Aussie dollar. So that's probably the one that of those 3 that we'd want to keep track of a little bit closer. Now let's take a look at the get rid of this line here, the US CAD, and you can see that it's kind of settling down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles here where it's just really kind of stayed within this big candle. So not a lot of momentum here. We would like to see it move back as opposed to just to the side, but we could keep an eye on that for another movement. I would imagine that the US Swiss franc here is going to be similar to the euro. Yeah, so we're kind of at these highs here. We'd like to see a little bit of a pullback and then look for setting it up to enter into the trade as it moves above the highest high of the last 3. And last but not least, let's take a look at the US Japanese yen. There we go. And you can see overall downtrend, although pretty choppy here. This is one that's going kind of against the uh, other pairs in regards to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is weak here, and so keep an eye on that. Wait for it to look deliberate in its movements, less choppy, for the setup. So that's kind of how I would look at the 4-hour charts as of today. You can certainly incorporate this time frame into your trading, looking for the simple trading method, and I think that you'll find that it works very well for you. And if you do have questions, let me know. If not, have a great rest of the day. We'll be back tomorrow, which is Friday, to kind of wrap up the week and see how things turned out. So until then, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.